Welcome to the Studio Files. Today I'm going to show you how to use elastic audio to manually fix the timing on your drums. Now before you start editing drums, whether it's traditionally or with elastic audio, make sure that you've created a group that includes all of your drums. I've got an all drums group going. That way when making selections, edits, or elastic audio moves, all of your drums will be affected at once and you can maintain the phase relationship between your microphones. Now let's listen to these drums and try to find any out of time hits. Right there. It sounds like the two kick drums are too close together. The second one's a little early. Yeah, right here. We can fix that with elastic audio. First, go over underneath the track name and click the elastic audio plugin selector. Now you'll need to choose the algorithm based on the type of track that you're using. In this case, since we're using drums, we're going to want to choose rhythmic. And when you click this, all of your drums are going to go into rhythmic mode since you have them grouped in your all drums group. If you go to your track view menu, and let's go to analysis, you can see the lines that Pro Tools has detected as transients. If you go to the warp menu, you can actually move these around. Let's zoom in with F5. We know that this kick drum is the one that's a little early. And if you look really closely, you can see that Pro Tools has indicated that there is a transient there. If you use the grabber tool with F8 and try to move this, you're going to move everything all at once. Watch what happens. Now we don't want that. We just want to move that kick drum. So let's undo with Apple Z. To just affect that drum, you're going to need to insert a warp marker. So if you hover your cursor over the analysis marker and then hold Control, it'll add a warp marker. Now what happens if we try to move this? We're still moving all of the drums. We don't want that. Let's undo with Command Z. What you need to do is set warp markers on either side of the one you wish to move, thereby creating boundaries so Pro Tools knows which pieces of audio to move. Now we know the kick drum right before it is okay, so if we Control click on its marker, we'll add a warp marker for that. I'm going to zoom out with the R key so you can see a little more. Now watch what happens when I try to move this kick drum. Everything to the left isn't going to move because we indicated the left barrier with the marker on our other kick drum, but everything to the right is going to move still. So we need to undo with Command Z and insert another warp marker to the right so Pro Tools knows where to stop moving audio. Now my next kick drum's not all the way until here, and if we listen to the drums, there's some cymbals in here that we may not want to move. Let's listen real quick. So let's scroll down to our overhead track, which is right here, and you'll notice Pro Tools found a transient in one of the cymbal tracks. I'm going to zoom in with the F5 tool, and using the grabber tool, I'm going to Control click to insert another warp marker on this cymbal. And you'll notice it inserted warp markers all the way up the drum tracks because we have them grouped. I'm going to zoom back out, and if I now grab my second kick drum warp marker and move it, you'll notice the only audio that's moving is in between the two warp markers. I'm going to undo and move it to about where I think is right. Now let's zoom out and listen and hear how the kick drum sounds. That's definitely better. Now just as a reminder, again, make sure that your drums are grouped together so that when you're inserting and moving warp markers, you're affecting all of your drums at the same time.